So can you tell us, first off, who you are, a bit about what you do, and sort of what your link is to table tennis at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm John Timms. I'm luckily involved in working in major sport and major sports events. My company MLS has been appointed by Table Tennis England and WTT and ITTF to help deliver a number of international events coming up here in England over the next year, and we're excited to be involved in that. I'm the event director, so ultimately I've got to make sure it happens.
So can you tell us a little bit about your history, about how you got here, a bit about MLS, working in sort of the events, because this isn't something that you're new at, both yourself and as MLS.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have, be involved in table tennis, and it's been a journey of being involved in major sports events my whole career. Been working now for over 25 years in delivering major sports events, World Championships, European Championships, World Cups, in all sorts of different sports, Olympic and Paralympic sports. So we're excited to be involved in what is going to be one of the biggest World Championships, the Centenary World Championships, coming back to London. We're excited to be able to engage in that. I myself am, proud to be part of a team of people, helping to lead this team, working through the whole delivery of the project, and we've done that numerous times. MLS has been in existence for over 30 years, and we've worked on so many sports events. We could spend all day just talking about all the stories that I've got to tell you about sports events, but fundamentally we're excited and want to be involved in sport. Everybody in the company does, and the fact that we're getting to deliver this event is just amazing.
And can you tell us a bit about where we actually are right now as well, because this isn't just any basketball court, is it?
No, so right now you're in the Cannon Medical Arena. This is the building that we've helped build. You're here, which is the home of the Sheffield Sharks and Sheffield Hatters basketball franchises. It's the home of MLS as well, and we're here, and we're on the court. This is where we all want to really be. We all want to be back on the court playing basketball or playing sport in some way or another. And every day I get to come here. You can hear them next door right now. I get to come here and be part of something that's just amazing, and get to be in a sports venue working and delivering on sports. So it's been a long journey, but we're in this 2,000 seat venue.
So can you tell us a little bit about what you learned and what you'll take forward from the feeder in Manchester?
So it was wonderful to be straight away working in Manchester on the feeder event. What was really good is that Table Tennis England just delivered a great feeder event previously in the venue, so we got to take all that learning, and they really supported us in that process and helping us to guide our way through that initial learning, so we could take what they'd done and learned and developed and then build on it and share, bring advice and new ideas in, and to develop it further. So that was quite key in the first instance. But for us to learn is majorly was about starting to bring together the team that's going to work on feeder, on contender, on World Championships and future events, starting to develop that team of people in all areas, volunteering, key court personnel and technical people, marketing, all the way through the technical and international liaison elements. So we started to bring that team together again there to work across all these events. And fundamentally, we get to learn about table tennis, learn more about table tennis, absorb more information about table tennis, meet the players, ask the athletes what do they want to see in these major championships at feeder events. One of the best feedback we got from the feeder event was it was great to have people here. We don't normally play these events in front of people, and that for us was like, okay, we want more people. So how do we grow that further and make that better?
What's been happening so far for the Star Contender and the World Championships, sort of that you might have sort of taken out of feeder, knowing this is the direction we've got to go in?
So what we've really learned from the feeder event moving into the Star Contender is a lot about how the technical operation works. How does table tennis work? Where do the athletes move? Where do the officials need to be and move around? And how do we build on that to make sure the spectator experience is just as important and as good within that profile that we're doing? So that's one of the key things we've taken from our learnings from the feeder event, that we want to move into making. How do we broaden that, widen it, improve it? We're getting great advice from people. We're getting great support. And part of that has come through the teamwork and the development that we did in the feeder event from working with all the people involved. They come back with, oh, that's a good idea, let's tweak this, let's try this. And we get to test things all the time. And we're actively now engaging. We have, there's a meeting every day, every week about Star Contender in the world. So we're building and building momentum all the time.
You were out in Doha as well, experiencing that. What's it been like working with the WTT and the ITTF?
So, I mean, actually being invited to go out and visit and see the World Championships by the ITTF and WTT was a really great opportunity. We obviously went out there totally in observer mode. How do we absorb things? How do we take information in? But we really got to meet some great people. They were really great at making sure we got to meet all the key departments, talking to people, understanding their requirements, and starting to build, again, the relationships that are key throughout all this. So build as we go through. So there's a lot going on there that we needed to do. Doha was amazing. Wow, did you see that venue? It looked unbelievable when you were inside that venue, and it just gave us like the passion, like we've got to create this. We've got to go away and do this, and how are we going to do this in London? And give the best experience possible. London is an amazing city. Like, we should be so proud of inviting people into London and the experience that they're going to get when they go to Wembley and when they go to the Olympic Park, to Stratford, and experience all these things. So we've got a winning start there. Now we just need to make sure we deliver that whole in-venue experience to the levels that people are going to expect.
And what would you say of some of the challenges when planning an event like Star Contender or the World Championships?
So there's always a challenge when you're delivering the major events and things. There's never not a challenge to focus on. There's classic ones that are always the same. Have we got enough budget? How are we going to generate the income that we need? Can we drive all the people through and into the building that we want to do? And those are not, I'm not dismissing those in any way. Those are key, huge problems that we manage on a daily basis as we're trying to work and develop, get the right partnerships engaged, link with our stakeholders, drive it through all the way. That's what we're doing all the time. But then there are other things that we want to try and make sure that, that we don't want to be challenges. Recruitment, volunteers, training, all those things have got to be put in place. You can't take it for granted that it's just going to work well. We always have great volunteers on our events, but that's because we put effort in to look after them, to train them, and to give them the experiences that they want to have, that we need them to have, because they are the people that nobody goes away talking about John Timms at the World Championships. They go away talking about the volunteers that they met and the people like that, and that's how it should be. So we want that to be the case again. So lots of challenges, and mainly about can we get the most out of all the people that we've got.
What do you think that at the moment players and fans could expect if they're attending the World Championships?
What better country in the world to come to if you're an athlete and you want to play sport and be, people love sport in the UK, and that's what you're going to get experience. You come into London, you're going to get all that passionate about sport building from 2012 onwards with all the events that have been in the UK. So you're going to come into London and people are going to know who you are, what you're about, and that you're competing to try and win the World Championships. That's going to be key, and that's going to be a key thing for athletes that come, is people are going to know what's happening and they're going to want to be part of it with you. We want to make sure we are the best World Championships that we can possibly be, and hopefully be the best ever. How do we do that? We're going to fill our venues. We're going to drive sports presentation to another level within the sport, working with ITTF and WTT to achieve that as well. But also we want people to have a great experience, and that's about our partners and the city and how we engage and drive people through and giving them a good experience. So everything from when you arrive, who you're met by, the information that you receive, all the way through to when you arrive at the venues, coming into those and experiencing, getting the chance to play table tennis, getting to meet people, engaging through interactivity in other areas. Our whole sports presentation is going to be how can we engage the fans when they're in the venue? How can we do that? What more can we get them to do? And that's what we're trying to drive and achieve. So we do want it to be the best, and we're going to work really hard to achieve that.
As far as the legacy of the Games, what do you hope that people that attend and perhaps people that watch that don't attend will take some inspiration so that there is a legacy within the sport?
Yeah, I think one of the things I'm most proud of from working with the partners involved in this project is how community impact, sustainability of these projects is at the forefront of what we're doing. Table Tennis England is driving the community impact process through these championships, and they're really targeting how we can it's not just about what happens inside those competition arenas, it's about what happens in the communities building up to those arenas, it's about what happens afterwards as well. So it's not just about come and play some table tennis. It's about how can table tennis improve lives? How can table tennis impact people in a positive way, which might be in other areas, mental health, well-being. It's not just about physical activity and table tennis and sports development. There is so much more to that, and that's what Table Tennis England are driving forward for us and doing an amazing job on that. And already that program's already started. there's already things happening in London that are already linked into the World Championships and what's going to come up in the contender event and what's coming up. So it's really being driven well. Our sustainability plans are in development. Nobody wants to, the UK is at the forefront of making sure that major events delivery is thought about from a sustainable practice way, and we're going to do that too. We want to be held up and say, and so does the ITTF, they're leading on sustainability as well. How do we make sure that works together? And we're working in partnership to look at everything that we can do to try and make this the most sustainable World Championships ever.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Enjoyed it. That's a wrap.
Magic.